I have a love-hate relationship with progress. Now, what do I mean by progress? Building a house, changing from landline phones to cell phones, finishing a book? Simply, in my own words, progress refers to movement. If we're being honest here, moving forward is so challenging in today's society, not only because of conflicting policies, political affiliations, or friendships. Progressivism has impacted each and every one of us, whether we like it or not. Like the minimum wage, or the strawless cups at Starbucks, or even the McDonald's interior design. Besides the architecture of McDonald's and those really confusing kiosks, which I could very likely go into a deep discussion about, progressivism seems to be a pretty broad subject. And in fact, it is. It sure is. Being able to move forward for our society's greater good is questioned every waking moment and ultimately influences our decisions. Starting off, is it the truth that progress influences our decisions and future endeavors? Of course it does. Specifically speaking, there was one moment I remember quite distinctly where progress had made such an honorable step forward on a smaller scale. For context, a couple of my friends and I created the Women's Empowerment Club at my very small and rural high school to learn and explore patriarchal issues in our current society. We've administered menstrual products to each and every bathroom and have discussed political, economic, and social topics affecting us each day. Overall, we have made immense strides and have been told our progress, our movement forward, helps so many young women just in our high school building alone. One meeting back in October was focused on sexual assault, the sexualization of women and why it occurs, where we discussed broad examples of the media sexualizing women. When I say this is some of the best mature conversations I have had with not just my club members, but as a community of female students, I mean it completely. After this one meeting came to a close, one girl had come up to me, an overachieving junior who talks way too much about sexism, and said, I quote, "This meeting today made me feel so empowered and safe." She followed with her own personal experiences with sexual assault, which honestly broke me. Horrifying stories of her past and what she has gone through were shared between us, which honestly showed me how a safe space for conversations like these can support people like her. It also angered me how no other person, group, or community had just cared to talk and listen like we did that day. Is it fair to all concerned? Considering this type of topic, this small group of teenage girls seated at tables in a library discussing such a concerning topic made this one girl feel safe and accepted. This could have made so many others feel the same way, which was quite comforting to somebody who co-created this club with no idea if it would succeed. This step forward, this movement forward, helped this one girl speak. Her words have stayed with me ever since. Something so simple as the question, "What do you think is the main contributor to the sexualization of women's bodies?" made someone share something deeply personal with someone who was relatively new to them. Will it build goodwill and better friendships? 100% yes. Since this discussion, I have made it my duty, along with all of our other members, to make every single one of our members feel at home and accepted, like one big family. There is something so beautiful about a strong community of women fighting against something so big. I did not realize this extended community impacted an individual to such an extent as this. The creation of this after-school activity was so progressive for our school, which I didn't even know was capable of happening. This is why I have a love-hate relationship with progress. The word progress and movement towards a destination seems far out of reach. Like, how can one person help an entire community? I hate the idea around, "Oh, sorry, hon, you're too young or too inexperienced to understand," or "You can't just change our entire society all by yourself." Whether it be my strong feminist values, which are quite evident, or my unconditional love for breaking standards, I just want to actually make a difference this time. How can a 16-year-old girl change our society? It is simple. Progress is whatever you want it to be, however big or however small. Women like Nadia Murad, who advocated for women and children affected by wars, or Elizabeth Blackwell, who was the first woman to receive a medical degree in America. It may sound like they made astronomical changes to the course of history, and of course they did, but they started off small, which is also what I hope to do. Each leader, each participant, each follower, however you classify yourself, does not change the world immediately. Who knows how much can be achieved when those singular leaders unite? Change starts with one person. A movement starts with one person. Progress starts with one person. The connotation that progress is this huge jump forward with a series of powerful leaders makes me feel, as that 16-year-old girl, unable to make a change. We need to see and acknowledge progress on every single level. Lastly, will it be beneficial to all concerned? 110% yes. Empowerment and encouragement at every single level turns progress into steps of change. A female-run club in a high school had made progress with just one meeting. Understanding each other's struggles will build that goodwill and build those better friendships over time. If we can acknowledge, encourage, empower, and support small acts of progress, then movement can in fact happen and can benefit all concerned, regardless of their socioeconomic backgrounds or current conditions. Imagine how connected we would be if we supported each other's advancements and pushed for fairness among everyone. Fairness and equality could be brought to each part of our society if a voice could be heard. So let's make those voices heard. Let's make our voices heard. Thank you.